maybe a third later. We're not. Okay. Where are we at on, is there any consensus on what you all think Monic did?
Oh yeah, he's just like, yep. Oh, thanks, man, go ahead. Oh yeah, he's just like, yep. Oh, thanks, man, go ahead. Oh yeah, he's just like, yep. Oh, thanks, man, go ahead. Oh yeah, he's just like, yep. Oh, thanks, man, go ahead.
The distant bodies souls of the Nephilim who were killed during the flood that gave into human bodies when angels had sex rituals with humans, and the antediluvian who are now trying to distract human beings from God and seek their own destruction so that humans don't ever get elevated above angels in the age to come. Isn't that complicated?
Oh yeah, and he's just like, oh, thanks, man, go ahead. Oh yeah, and he's just like, oh, thanks, man, go ahead. Oh yeah, and he's just like, oh, thanks, man, go ahead. Oh yeah, and he's just like, oh, thanks, man, go ahead.
So then, of course, there is a level line. The difference between God and us is God always says exactly what it means, or he never can.
Hello and welcome. Welcome, hey Perry, Zach, Huggle, Cassandra, Upstock, that other guy I missed. How you guys doing? Today's episode is just a little Peterson, Dennett, not Denimore's Denny, Dennett commentary. I only made it about 40 minutes into it, so it's a commentary on that part. Fancy Pants card of the show, Queen of Diamonds. Diamonds. Welcome. We have some savings throws against mind control coming up, and then we'll get into the big fancy commentary thing on the Apocalypse Horsemen in search of meeting, the Peterson Dennett commentary.
Is everything all right in here?
Yes, Danny.
We're getting there. Meanwhile,
that we are a test tube creation. Somebody has created us, and whoever that somebody is looks like us. So they have taken those Neanderthal and the ancient hominid creatures, which the world is filled with them. We know they're there because we're finding them everywhere, but they don't look like us. So we are a special creation, which is why the Bible says in Genesis, the gods says, "Come, let us make man in our image, after our likeness." Because for being so great, it's not that great. A bunch of hairy people out there eating each other and living like animals. So let's take one of the females and procreate with her and see what comes out of a connection between the gods and...
It does sound a little like Frank, doesn't it? Well, let's have some saving throws against that and other forms of mind control. This is how those go here on the Grim Grizz shows. You pick survival, social, wisdom, or heart. I roll a die. If it's over 10, you take half damage. Under 10, you take full damage. But hey, at least you got a savings throw. Survival, social, wisdom, or heart. Hey, mostly choose. Take that down. There we go. Okay, well, Cloud picks art. It's a survivalist with a 5 today. You're gonna need a replay comment bonus. Socialist, you're gonna make it. You got a 10. Lovers of wisdom doing fine with a pair of 8s, making a 16.
Hard folks coming in with the 14. And it looks like the Indigo Kids twinned up with Heart today for a 14-2. But you only get to see those on the natural 20. Hugo says, I wish Grimgris starts selling brandy with branding already. Brandy. Hey, Melchizedek. Good to see you. Good to see you. Mostly. And Weeks is in the house. You guys know CW Weeks. He looks like that. And ducks have bread. Eat bread. Ducks eat bread. All right. Let's start the commentary there, Grim. All right, fine. This in our image part of that branding that just played, the first thing that really jumped out at me in this here conversation was this arbiters of the good, as if it were in the image of the creator who decided what's good. Here's a little bit from old Danny Dennett.
Conception of the highest good. And so can I ask you what that is?
Well, it's not readily definable, but there's I think that human beings are the measure of what's good. And over the eons, we have gradually discovered and invented and contrived standards of what we think good is. And that's as much for, a good wheel or a good axe or a good airplane or a good person. And these all sorts of different, there's even, I suppose, good machine guns, good at being.
Good. We decide what's good as in the image. As in the image, better. So I have some highlights I've pulled out from the video, and then a part I will go to as far as I got and talk a little about that, and then we'll see what you think in the hive mind along the way. Here is the first thing. That was the first thing, really. Here's the second thing that jumped out to me, and in this wonderful search for meaning, with one of the apocalypse of meaning guys and one of the four horsemen of the apocalypse of atheism or whatever. You guys know. Oh.
Far as I'm concerned, because it looks to me like the tools and obstacles, for example, the Gibsonian affordances, while tools produce, the apprehension of a tool produces positive emotion. The apprehension of an obstacle produces negative emotion. And it's the same with allies and foes. It's the same with markers forward and markers of progress and markers of failure.
The roughest, toughest He-Man, stuffest hombre has ever crossed the Rio Grande. And I ain't no mamby-pamby.
Take that, you guy in the vest. That's the hand motions of JBP really stuck out to me first. And and here's the next part that really jumped out.
It's all control is done by wresting control in a war or a battle, a conflict between different emotional states that arise in our brains. And that
must be so hard.
I gotta go. Miss Patricia says she wants.
Miss Patricia says she wants the light. I didn't really cut that one as well as I want, but that's what came to mind when the resting for control of our emotional states part was discussed, and then here one of the first most remarkable events in the conversation I've highlighted for you right here. I think there was immediate fumble of it, but here was a great opportunity.
I've been sort of conceptualizing the difference. To me, it seems practically useful to conceptualize motivations as systems that set aims and emotions as systems that track movement towards aims. Because there's a bit of a difference. It seems to me there's a bit of a difference. It seems to me there's a difference. It seems to me.
See, at that moment right there, there was the whatever Peterson had, it was transmitted to the Dennett, and it landed with the But then they immediately switched back into their roles as horsemen of their respective apocalypses, as we'll get into eventually around here. I think we're getting there. Now, see, as you can see, I was making little pull out the highlight and what it meant to me things. And then I got really complicated and recorded myself muted. Here's it's a shame. It's a shame. It seems I have anyway. Here, we'll do it. We'll just do it.
Okay. So in the Old Testament corpus, there's an insistence that the relationship that we have with what's highest is to be conceptualized as a relationship, right? And so that's starting to wander onto the territory that you're describing. So I've been very curious about why it's conceptualized as a relationship. So
It's conceptualized as a relationship because it's representative of harmony/homeostasis.
So, for example, when Moses is attracted by the burning bush is a very good example of this.
The burning bush is a good example because it's we'll do this after the clip.
Brain is a computer, but it doesn't have a rigid operating system the way a digital computer does.
It has what we call an energy management system.
This is damn peculiar. Yellow alert.
Energize defense fields.
All right, let's see if you can make any sense of that, Grim. Well, the thing is, first Peterson wants to know why it's a relationship and why it's insisted that it be viewed as a relationship. And my answer for that is that it's insisted to be viewed as a relationship because it's an effort to maintain something similar to what we consider in body temperature homeostasis. And it's a matter of the energy in our brain filling up the whole tree of our cognition, the bush of our cognition. And that's why the burning bush is such a great symbol of it, as provided by one cosmic Muppet. We have this beautiful imagery here, which is a burning bush, perhaps, or is it the lighting of the cognitive tree? You see, and as Dennett said with the computer part, the brain is a computer, but not like the other kinds. The brain is a computer that computes on a limited energy problem. Like you can't think if you don't have enough energy. And what happens is the energy of cognition comes up the back of your spine into your brain, into your cerebral cortex, and it lights up inside your head like this. And that is why the burning bush is such a good metaphor, because it's the cognitive neural processing. And if it's a fire that does not consume itself and the energy systems are managed appropriately, then it's a beautiful, beautiful burning tree. Does that make any sense?
Sacrifice your current identity for that pursuit. That's a good way of thinking about it. And as he goes deeper into it, eventually the voice of being and becoming itself speaks to him, and that's what marks his transition to a leader. There are spirits, so to speak, operating within us that aren't under our voluntary control, that have the capacity, for example, to grip our attention. And you said, for example, when we respond with a startle response, there's no conscious intentionality in that. We're gripped by something.
Making use of ideas of integrating relevance realization, predictive processing, we could explain what's going on in people who are autistic, people who are psychotic, and what the variation is in between them. Does
that bit have something to do with like killing what the demon brings you? The default mode network brings you?
I'm not familiar with what that means. Could you?
I get that the default mode network is what distracts you, and
yes,
and brings you like, hey, what about this? What about this?
I see. Oh, that's very good. That's very good. I would say daemon rather than demon, but okay, that's fine. Yeah.
You see, that was it was it's the spirit, the distraction, the daemon, all that connection. More than anything, really, during this conversation, I wish John Vervaeke were there. And when I got to this part, this part of the conversation, that was well, I got derailed. But let's see. Here we go. No, wait, not yet. What? No, not yet. Just so you know, Weeks, I have sent them a Twitter DM in the past saying I'd be happy to talk to either the lady or Aaron, and yet. Okay. So the thing of it is, this guy over here on the right is one of those guys that was once called the Four Horsemen of New Atheism, right? And I don't know if you guys remember, but in the past, there was something called the Four Horsemen of Meaning over on Jordan Peterson's channel. Wait, move your head. The Four Horsemen of Meaning, Bishop Baron John Vervaeke and Jonathan Pageau. And so we have multiple horsemen. And the thing is, I think Vervaeke is the only is of the Four Horsemen of the New Atheists. I think like Vervaeke is our best current representative of an atheistic horseman. Although I think they disavow him now over the Hermes thing. Do you recall that I made a fancy pants distillate of the first part of this, and I'll let you see some of that now.
You're not a cognitive agent. And this dynamical, embodied, evolving connectedness, a core feature and dimension of our whole agency. To bind together, we're looking through it, and by means of it, it affords our agency. Celebrate it, opposite of what happens in addiction. My agency is opening up, the world is opening up, inexhaustible fount of emerging intelligibility. That's the experience of sacredness, deepest mutual resonance between ourselves and the depths of reality. I hope that was helpful.
I was listening to the Jupiter Symphony.
We all know that there is no agency any living gent can see. Doing what is right for me is lifting up my bro so he can grow some eyes to see that doing what is right for me increases all our agency. LARP! We have the ability to LARP and LARP hard.
Griff harder, griff harder. Griff harder, griff harder. Griff harder, griff harder.
LARP! We have the ability to LARP and LARP hard.
Griff harder, griff harder.
The list?
Yes, any of the first level ones.
I'm gonna get a soda. Anyone want one? Hey, Graham, I'm not in the room, right?
What room? I want to cast Magic Missile.
The room where he's casting all these spells from.
He hasn't cast anything yet. I am, though, if you'd listen. I'm casting Magic Missile.
Why are you casting Magic Missile? There's nothing to attack here.
I'm attacking the darkness.
We're under medicated today. What can I say? What can I say? Special thanks to the Shadow Cabal. So say we all. All right. Now, where were we? Well, you were going over the part that really made you wish John Vervaeke was there with them for this conversation, and that's right about here.
And the precondition is that we can trust. What are we trusting? Do you think? Are we trusting? Are we
the good
in that situation? What is it that allows for trust?
It's the goodwill that we normally assume in a civilized world. When you and I walk down the street, we assume that the people that we see are all around us, most of whom are total strangers to us, we assume that they don't mean us any harm. I like the way Paul Seabrook.
See, the axiomatic presupposition of safety and civility it all relates back to this burning bush, this cognitive neural tree that happens inside our heads there. If it's necessary in the situation we perceive that we run our threat management system, that we keep our shields up, and don't have the goodwill axiomatic presupposition of civility and safety, then we can't light the top of the tree, because too many of the systems down lower are requiring the energy, and this is the part between the default mode network and the other network. I don't remember, and that's why I wish that we had a more familiar, up to date, fancy pants understanding of these systems in this discussion. This is
What's reality? I don't know. When my bird was looking at my computer monitor, I thought, that bird has no idea what he's looking at. And yet, what does the bird do? Does he panic? No, he can't really panic. He just does the best he can. Is he able to live in a world where he's so ignorant? Well, choice. The bird's okay, even though he doesn't understand the world. You're that bird looking at the monitor, and you're thinking to yourself, I can figure this out. Maybe you have some bird ideas.
I'm not a cat.
Oh, right. And then, yes, the Temple OS. It's our friend. It's our friend. It's our friend. Where that's. Wow. Is there a bird in there? Is there a bird out there? Is there a bird watching now? I think JBP is trying to put into words the mechanism of faith. And that Dennett isn't wrong in his answer. He just doesn't get to the core. Good assessment, Tom Tom. I'm curious about the whole why this thing has happened. In the introduction of the thing, way back in the front, here in the intro, maybe.
Spoken with Dr. Daniel Dennett, and I felt that that would be enlightening and necessary. And so today we talked about his understanding of the relationship between science and morality, the relationship between morality and the
this whole I better talk to this guy before he's dead. He's clearly got head wounds. Occurred to me during the introduction. Yes, JBP is wearing the heck out of that angelic smoking jacket. It's his new costume, post the Twitter suit costumes. Spared no expense. I wonder why you thought of that guy. I wonder why you thought of that. Wow. So this horrible stream has been the Apocalypse Horseman in Search of Meaning commentary. I've pulled out the highlights, the relevance, and what I thought was salient to me from it. Just remember, folks, I'm a work in progress. Remember, everybody.
There is no agency. We want
what's best. As CW Week says, we all contributed to the horror, but we haven't all contributed to the grifting links. But to those of you who have, special thanks to the Shadow Cabal. So say we all.
So say we all. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Ho, ho, ho.
And so I don't know, it was fun to watch JBP try and communicate his ideas to the atheist. It's sad he doesn't see the burning bush thing and the relationship because of homeostasis. That's I don't know. It's been a stream. Thanks for being virtually not alone with me, guys, and with each other over there in the hive mind. Better streams next time.